We're here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, the 2022-23 season is here upon us. You kick off the regular season this Monday, November 7th, against LMU at 12 o'clock here at Beasley. Just opening comments, and we'll open the floor for questions.
Okay, can't believe it. The season is here. We can't hold off any longer. I'm probably like any other coach in the country that probably would just say we need another month of practice, but thankfully, I know for the players' perspective, it's time to go. And it really is a challenging time when you think about a first game scenario when you can't scout and you don't have any idea if the teams are running the same things that they did a year ago, if there are new players in programs, and how to prepare for those teams. So much of what we do right now is just work on ourselves and try to teach concepts and try to teach great position defense and how to keep yourself in position to make plays, how to be a player that makes plays on the offensive end. And that's not an easy thing to teach and develop. And I think it's about time. And we're grateful for our first game just to see where we are and test ourselves and get this thing started and start to grow as a team.
If you do have a question for Coach Ethridge, please raise your hand. We will start with Jamie Bennett. Go ahead, Jamie.
Hi, Coach. How's it going?
Good, Jamie. Good to hear from you.
Just going off the exhibition last Sunday, obviously not a ton you can always take from those games, but what were kind of the things that you focused on this week in practice that you took from that game ahead of facing LMU?
Well, I mean, obviously it was a great experience. I mean, Westmont does a tremendous job. They're very well coached. They play super hard. I was really happy with the competition that we faced that day. I thought they exposed some things that we needed to obviously practice and work on, and things that we hadn't spent a lot of time on, weren't quite prepared, didn't have our kids completely prepared for what we might face. Again, a team that you don't scout a lot and you have to adjust on the fly. So I was happy in a lot of ways. Charlize had been gone for like 16 days. So I think she was on her fourth day or third day back into our gym. And so that was a great help to have her back. So played her a lot of minutes trying to get her comfortable again. Anytime you take it like 15 or it takes 24 hours to get back from a country, you're not going to be the same for a week or so. So obviously not playing Ula and Yo, two starters from, that bring us a lot of experience, a little shorthanded, played a lot of young players, trying to incorporate young players into that kind of competition, things that they've never experienced before. So I don't know that we were prepared for everything, but it was a great test. And I think the thing that we take away the most from is, it'll be good to get our two other starters back on the floor with us and continue that chemistry that I think we're building. I really liked Tara Wallach, AT at the point guard spot. When her minutes, I think, were really solid. I think she gives us point guard that we really believe in and believe that she can play a lot of minutes this year. But and obviously Bella's performance was off the charts. I mean, anytime, I don't care who you're playing, if you score 26 points and get 10 rebounds, you're doing some things right. So a lot of positives. The people that need to be good, I think, will be good for us, and we got to bring those young players along and get them some experience. And I do like them. I think those young ones give us some things that the current team hasn't had before, a little bit more athleticism. Good, and so I think we can build on it and get a little deeper maybe as we go through the year.
You mentioned Yo and Ula. Do you anticipate having them available Monday?
I do.
But just kind of on that from Sunday, obviously you'd like to have them on the floor then, but how much do you kind of feel like it was that opportunity kind of helped you get a better idea of what you have and maybe some of your younger pieces and some of your bench pieces?
Well, I think it's funny. I had a meeting with Charlize yesterday and I think Lori said in our meeting, her being gone for 2 weeks, 2+ weeks, probably helped Tara Wallach more than anybody, because it forced her, Tara's playing a lot of perimeter for us, but honestly, Tara and Charlize both can play in our system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They know the plays. And I mean, from like the out of bounds plays and sideline plays, even they're high IQ. If you know the 4, you kind of know the 5. If you know the 1, you kind of know the 2 and the 3, but it's all a little bit different. And so it's you don't want to put all of those kinds of plays on a freshman. And I kind of did that to Tara last year, and I think I lost her a little bit, and she had a little bit of a slump because we threw too much at her. Don't want to do that to Lauren Glazier's an example. I don't want to make her have to learn 4 positions on the floor. We're just trying to keep her at the 4 and the 5. But Tara getting reps. Tara almost never comes out in practice, or those 2 weeks when Charlize were gone. So she was either learning the 2 and the 3 in every rep, or she was learning the 4 and the 5. And I think she just has a great comfort level right now in our gym, and feels some confidence in how she can attack and be effective. Certainly much more at ease and less stressed or worried about mistakes and things like that can weigh a young player down. So I think Charlize being gone, Ula being out, really helped Tara more than anybody. And I think along with that, probably AT has been helped a lot, just getting lots of reps, because Yo's been out of so many practices. So just young players getting a ton of reps leading up to that exhibition game. And now those 2 players come back into our gym, and all of a sudden we have 11 healthy bodies and a lot more subs and a lot more weapons. And now they're mad they don't get any reps. And a minute ago they were tired and they needed a sub all the time. So it's funny how that works.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Good luck on Monday.
Okay. Thanks, Jamie.
All right, we got Sam Taylor from the Daily Evergreen. Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. How would you compare this preseason to last preseason or previous preseasons in terms of talent, health, preparation, anything like that?
Yeah. That's a really good question. I said a lot of it at the Pac-12 Media Day. If you think about our team 2 years ago, the first team that made the NCAA tournament, we made an NCAA tournament the very next year. That starting 5 are back in our gym. So we lost nobody out of the starting 5. So a lot of experience back last year. And then you turn around this year and you go, well, heck, we lost 1 person out of that starting 5. And obviously you bring in Tara Wallach, who didn't start for us, but has played a significant role for us a year ago. So how do I view our team? It's like a really experienced team. And so we should have had a better preseason. We should be further along. Bella's growth over the summer and spring and fall has been, just another mind scratching kind of thing. She just keeps getting better and better. Her commitment level, her conditioning level, her talent, her finishing, her outside shot. Obviously, I think Charlize had a tremendous summer. So I think we're in a better spot in a lot of ways. I think the question mark was our point guard spot, losing Crystal Ledger-Walker, her as leadership on our team. The thing that's been great about this team is the leadership void is pretty taken care of when you put Ula in the lineup, and Charlize has just taken on a much more vocal role in our gym. Doesn't have to take a back seat to her sister, and not that she felt that. It's just, I think, her second nature to do that. I stop talking sometimes because Charlize is coaching everybody else on the floor, and I just smile and walk away. And honestly, I told her that yesterday too. I think she sounds just like her mother, Leanne. And I just think I've got Leanne in my gym helping me coach my team this year. So I think that's a good thing. I think Charlize is a great leader. Her voice, her knowledge, and the way she communicates to her teammates and her peers, she has their respect, and she gets responses from them. So, feel really solid about our leadership and our upper class and our experience. And what's key is teaching our young players urgency to, improve every single day, because, those upperclassmen don't have any time to wait. They need the young players to be really solid and good for us right now, starting the year. And that's going to be the challenge for them. But again, I think our bodies, our numbers, I think we have an opportunity to have some depth, and excited about what this team might be able to do this year.
Awesome. And you spoke about your meeting with Charlize. Are there any other highlights from that conversation that you could share?
Oh gosh, well, I've made a real big point to make sure I'm talking to my kids a lot more this year individually, and she's a brilliant mind. Her culture is so interesting. She actually, she's a very private person when it comes to things that are going on in her family. So you always want to check in and make sure she's doing okay. But I love sitting with her and watching film. And Lori sometimes is in there, my associate head coach, and you got, three really, I think, really good basketball minds. And we just kind of pick apart, some of her decision making and shot selection and option this, or we never really thought about this, or what were you thinking here? And, and she's got such great thoughts. So I don't know if it's anything earth shattering. It's just, she's a coach. She's a coach by nature. She's a great student of the game. She's a great student in her classroom where, I was asking her, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she's like, I don't know, even though she makes A's and she's she's a rock star there. But the reality is she's a coach at heart, and she's so smart with the game. And I just love, again, I love her growth. I love her voice in our gym. She just, she sees it, she communicates it. She's got a great IQ. Again, I feel like we have an extra coach in the gym right now. So it's been fun to watch her voice get louder, and obviously, like I said, the respect that she has from her teammates is pretty much off the charts.
Awesome. And earlier you mentioned how one of your goals is to get 4 players and scoring in double figures. Could you talk a little more about that goal, and do you have any other specific goals for this season?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about our team, we've had the potential. I mean, Charlize is always in double figures. We've had Bella's have been a little bit inconsistent. Yo's had her moments. Ula has her moments. And then you have Tara now in that, I guess that would be the 5th starting spot. And I honestly, I look at all 5 of those players and I think we're almost doing something wrong if they can't get in double figures. I mean, I just think if we can get some easier baskets this year. So one of our goals is just to score a little bit more in transition. I know everybody says that. We've not been very good at that over the past few years. Now I think we have more versatility in ball handlers, and we can move people around the floor and not keep them just in one spot on the floor as much. Trying to get some post hits and post touches with different people besides, just Bella or Emma as our 5s. But I think the biggest goal is we gotta find a way to get to 80 points. And I used to say 70, but the game now is just evolving so much, and the really best teams are able to score the basketball. And so that means, yeah, we got to run great offense. We've got to score some easy baskets in transition and early offense. And so we've got the players, we've got the personnel. I think we've got the shot making players and the people that can spread the floor. We just have to have an urgency of getting the ball out of the net a little bit quicker and up the floor. And I think the rest will take care of itself. Again, I think our kids improved this summer, and I think we have the potential in our starting lineup to get, like you said, or like I said, 4 people at least in double figures. And I do think we have some scoring punch coming off the bench this year for us as well. AT in particular, Grace is going to give us great minutes off the bench, and other players that I think will just add parts to it, parts to our team that are going to be really key. When you look at Emma and Curvis coming off and giving Bella rest, and different kind of post player that comes in for Bella. So I like our pieces. I like the weapons we have, and I think we're a little bit more I don't know how you say it, weaponized. I think we're a little bit, I think we have a chance to put some more points on the board this year.
Awesome. Thank you. And then for Loyola Marymount, what are their strengths? And I guess what are you looking forward to in terms of that matchup this Monday?
Yeah, I mean, Erica Hughes has done a great job there. Her comes from USC, so knows the pack very well. Has recruited great, I think year 2, maybe year 3 in that program of developing and growing her culture. Just has some transfers in the last 2 years that are big time athletes, big time playmakers, big time downhill drivers. Some kids that can stretch the floor with 3. I mean, they just present, again, like I said, you don't exactly know what you're going to see because people are different and transfers come in. So it's so much about just how do you teach your defense? How are you prepared for, if someone is in dribble drive and they do certain things in that, or if they are low post dominant. I mean, we don't know what they might be. We just have to be prepared for anything they do because you go in kind of blind a little bit. So have a ton of respect for how she coaches, her defensive mindset. They're very physical. They front. They're not going to they're not going to sit behind our post players and let them get catches. They're going to be super physical and try to speed us up and try to get us out of our rhythm offensively. That's what good teams do to other teams. So we have to do the same thing to them, but I think we can expect a really hard fought defensive game where they're going to be really, really physical and try to disrupt us on the offensive end. So we have to match that, and we have to learn how to and be okay executing at the end of the day.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. All right, Coach, we really appreciate your time today. Best of luck on Monday against LMU. We'll talk to you after the game. Go Cougs.
Thanks, everybody. Go Cougs.